podcast. Today's topic is we actually have no topic. We were having a fire-ass conversation outside yesterday and basically just told these guys, you know what, we should do a podcast together. There's a lot of things that we want to cover, a lot of what we call, the elephant in the room, right? For a lot of the obvious things, like one of those topics we just talked about right now in our live is we're related. A lot of people don't know we're related.
Right.
So, just kind of want to dive into that and then just let it flow from here naturally.
Okay, for sure. Okay, so yeah, like my brother basically brought it up. We're related. This is our cousin. This is my brother, and we've been together, forever. We've always been very, very close. We've always actually lived together since we were little. So we have a really, really tight relationship. But I personally believe that when it comes to business, I think there's a fine line in between, personal and then there's business side of us. And, I want everybody to know that because at the end of the day, I feel like there's levels of respect, like outside of work, we're totally different.
Oh, completely different, bro. When we're at family parties compared to like at the office, and we talked about that before, I'm a completely different person because, yeah, bro, that's one of the biggest things, when you're going into business with family, especially with family, it's got to be one of those things where there's, like you said, that fine line. Like, hey, this is who we are at work. Business is business. And then this is who we are. But for, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we grew up together, though. I feel like you have to, the person you go into business with as like family members. Like you got to know, like, their childhood. And we grew up together in a sense where we know what we like. We know what we don't. You know what I mean? We understand each other is what I'm saying. Right. So
it comes. With family members, it's different, right? Not every family member is the same. Mm-hmm. There's some members that you would do business with. There's some that you won't, right? It's like, okay, we grew up together. We know what we like. We have that certain respect for each other at the end of the day. And we both, all of us for the most part have the same goal, what we want to do. And we felt like we could team up pretty much and just kill that shit together at the end of the day. Help each other out and just do our part. And we all do our own part. It's different. People don't understand that either. Anthony's day is different from my day, compared to Rigo's day. We each have our own things to do every day. We do our part, but we're there when we need each other. Yeah. To get to that next level pretty much and find out what we need to do, I guess.
Hey, that is that's crazy, huh? Like, James had asked me a question the other day when we were doing that training, and he's all like, well, what is it that your schedule looks like today? And I'm like, bro, that's not even the question you should be asking me. The question that you should be asking me is, what did you do when you started so that I could get to where you're at?
Actually, very similar to what Molinari said right now. It's what did you do 5 years ago, or what would you tell yourself 5 years ago that, you would change or you would just educate yourself on? That's just one of the biggest things that goes back to what you're saying is, why are you asking me what I'm doing now? It's what was I doing 5 years ago to get me where I'm at now?
Well, 5 years ago, I was still in high school. No, I'm just playing. 5 years ago, me personally, I think the advice that I can give myself is, don't be scared. I think I've always been an overthinker my entire life, bro. Like with everything, with fucking relationships, with business, everything. I've always been an overthinker. So I feel like something that I wish I would have told myself back then is like, hey, if you really do have a true gut feeling about something and you feel like you can truly accomplish something, if you set your mind to it, just go for it. Don't overthink about the what ifs, the what coulds, the what shoulds. Just do it. Because a lot of people take time to analyze all kinds of shit and they try to, basically think about every possible scenario of what could go wrong, and it's like at the end of the day they get frozen and they don't do shit.
It's like you're waiting for the stars to align.
You're waiting for the stars to align, and that shit never happens, And I feel like if I wouldn't have waited as long as I did, I feel like I would have been, honestly, genuinely, I would have been in a different position, because I've thought about it so many times. It's like, should I make this move? Should I make this move? Should I do this? Should I do this? And you guys know what I'm talking about. I talked about it for years, and until I finally took that courage to do it, then I started seeing changes happen in my life, So
right.
That's what it is, bro. I think that's the advice that I would give myself is, don't be afraid. Don't overthink shit. Just go for it.
Okay.
Exactly, and I want to pick up on waiting for those, stars to align and waiting to see like once everything's perfect, you're gonna go ahead and make that move. Honestly, we were taught that since like the school system, bro.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it teaches you at the end of the day.
Yep.
Is waiting. Okay, you're gonna finish school. You need to graduate in order to get here. You need to go to college in order to do this, and then you can go ahead and get a job, right? And then pay us back eventually.
And that's a typical Latino thing too, bro.
Right.
Right. Like,
That's what the parents want. They say go to school.
Go to school, ve la escuela.
They were taught that way. That's the system, dude.
Yeah.
And that's that rat race mentality system that whatever you guys want to call it. But that's something I personally want to get away from,
Right.
Yeah, I agree. And then there's a lot of kids that are stuck with a bunch of fucking debt in college. And
not even working in the same.
We're not saying college is bad, by the way, guys. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying, at the end of the day, don't just go to college just because,
Have a plan.
Have a plan, right?
Purpose.
Don't overthink shit. Don't think, I'm gonna do this just because my parents are telling me to do it or because I should be doing this. It's like, no, actually think about what you want to do. Don't overthink it and just go for it, right?
One of the things that actually you brought up to my attention just recently was that this year you stopped overthinking and you just do.
Yeah, that was my New Year's resolution this year.
So
more action.
Yeah, I just picked up on you being able to, switch it up. And you're saying, yes, I would have told myself this 5 years ago. Is this something that you just seen now that you just learned? Or
to be honest, yeah, bro, I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like I've accomplished a lot of things in my life, but there's a lot of things that I feel like I started seeing, I guess, some kind of pattern with me. Like I would start something and then I'll finish it. Start something and then I'll finish it. And then what happens is whenever you say you're going to do some shit, people are not going to take you serious because you don't come through, And I feel like as a leader, I feel like I have to set that example for everybody. And I feel like by me, doing the things that I say I'm going to do, I feel like that makes a big, and you talked about it the other day, I said, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to drop it that same day. And done, and I feel like that right there sets an example for everybody else. And it's probably like one of the best feelings that you can feel. And apart from that, bro, yeah, I overthink a lot of shit, bro. I still do that to this day, It's just something that I'm still battling. I guess I'm working with. But this year I said, I'm not going to overthink shit. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm just going to fucking do it. That's it. Like plain and done. Right. But yeah, that's something that I'm picking up on this year. That's my New Year's resolution is like, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. That's it, man. Cash it in, baby.
Yeah. That's a good mentality to have, bro. For sure. It definitely sets a good example for us. It got me going on it, and you see a couple of my team members doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, by the way. Just created my team not too long ago.
Shout out to the Medrano team.
It sets a tone when, you see the leader going at it and saying he's going to do something, it gets done. The amount of growth, it has some type of power to it, and
it does, dude. It's like, you ever see those like memes or things like those motivational Instagram pages where like they show a leader and there's a leader whooping their
oh yeah, I've seen that shit. And then there's somebody in the front
like charging everybody in front, and that's typically what the company reminds me of. Whoever wants to help, needs to help, they come by and they join us for a certain reason. It's not because we're out there,
Yeah, and I said this shit over and over again. We don't recruit, guys. We don't focus on recruitment. That's not how we do it. Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I hate recruiting people because most of the times, and I mean this with all respect to all the agents out there, there's veteran agents out there that unfortunately they're uncoachable. I used to want to have veteran agents in my office, but now I'm in love with the idea of getting a brand new agent and building them up into something fucking crazy. Like, excuse my language, by the way, but something badass, like I seen this person come in not knowing crap and now they're a top producer. It's like, okay, I'm doing something right. And that's what I want to continue to do. Sometimes veteran agents, bro, they come in with this mentality, like, don't tell me shit. I know what I'm doing. I got my systems. I got this, I got that. And those people are a little uncoachable and it kind of throws off the vibe, bro. Like that's really what it is. But all day long, new agents, bro, for me. I think that's the best. But yeah, we don't recruit.
Yeah, that's actually one of the biggest things that we try to avoid, because at the end of the day, we want everybody that is within our company to be here because they genuinely want to be here. It's not like we're out there trying to approach people for a certain reason. It's everybody's here because they're like-minded individuals. And at the end of the day, we're all here to make money and just get it, and we're all happy.
That's literally what we're all about. Everyone in this office is on the same thing where it's like, okay, we want to make money. We want to be happy. That's it. We want a cool work environment where people are not talking shit about each other. Everybody respects one another, and we're all on the same mission. Whatever your end goal is, we're still on the same mission to get there, right? We're all using the same vehicle is what I'm saying. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Just trying to help each other out at the end of the day and get it done. For the most part, the company, man, compared to last year to what it is now.
Damn, just this month alone, bro, we've been booming. Like, it's been crazy. Yeah, it's been a crazy month.
So I've been a year in now, and
you just completed a year, huh?
A couple weeks ago.
Shit.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. I started last year on the 3rd, and
bro, you're a whole. So this guy, I still remember when he came and he brought me his paper saying he passed his test. This guy's a whole different person. So for those of you guys that know Gio, the Gio a year ago compared to the Gio now is a totally different person, bro. I don't know if you notice any changes.
Oh, yeah. Down.
He's like, he's still the same to me. I'm like,
like, is it good or bad?
Changes his clothes now.
The person, bro.
Nah, he is, no doubt.
I did get a different haircut. Recently.
Hey, by the way, he used to call himself the Grease Monkey. No longer the Grease Monkey.
No longer a Grease Monkey.
So for those that don't know you, what were you doing prior, bro? What did you do prior before real estate?
Man, prior to this, I was at the dealership. I was a mechanic. All right, I worked on the Audi vehicles.
How much were you making a year?
I ended off the last, I would say, 5-6 years there, over 6 figures for sure. Nice. I think my best year, I probably made like close to 140.
Shit.
It was a hell of a year that year. A lot of cars broke.
Did you like
a lot of cars broke?
I did like the job for a certain time. I enjoyed it. For the most part, I got to drive badass cars, work on badass cars, Audis. I didn't know what an Audi was when I first started. I'm not gonna lie.
Shit.
So I actually started off washing cars, and then my first day I washed this Audi, and I was like, dude, what kind of car is this? Like, it has 4 rings.
Show him the tat now. Show him the tat.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Got it tatted on him.
Can we get the camera crew to zoom in on that, please? I'm just playing. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
I worked on badass cars. I did that for a while. Kind of got burnt out for the most part. So I did that, like I said. And one day I just decided to make the switch, I think it was the right move. I started to unlike the job, and I didn't want to do something just for the money. I guess. And just felt like I can do more with my life than just work on cars the rest of my life. I was good at it. I made good money, but I just kind of was stuck in a rat race type of deal where I'm just like, I wanted to move on.
What was your day-to-day like? I mean, right now that you're saying I was stuck in a rat race, what do you mean by the rat race? I mean, I want people to understand where you were at and what you were doing on a day-to-day basis that made you realize, okay, I'm stuck in the matrix. I'm stuck every single day. I'm doing the same thing every single day. How can I get out of it? And what made you wake up from that?
A lot of things, some people get stuck and don't realize it, I guess you can say. And unfortunately, like, that's just how their life went. Some people make mistakes throughout life. They do certain actions, certain things where that sometimes that day-to-day schedule, that 9 to 5, that rat race kind of builds you, and you react a certain way, right? You do certain things that you don't want to. So for you to make that certain action and then realize that it was a fuck up and then do something about it,
yeah,
that's, I guess, the goal.
Yeah.
you know, to get out of that.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality. You can have the mentality, but you actually have to do it, you know?
Because they kept you happy, right? I mean, you were there for how long? Was it 8, 10 years?
Almost 10 years. Almost
Wow.
10 years.
10 years,
I had it all. I love the job. The company's great. They take care of me. Dude, it was everybody's dream come true. I had the American dream. I came from washing cars to making minimum wage to 2 or 3 years later making 6 figures. I bought my house. Anthony helped me out with the process. Shout out to him.
Shout out to your boy.
And Johnny from Caliber, he helped me out. So it had it all, you know?
Right.
But then you were just like, well, like, you know, this money's not enough, right? It gets to a point in your life where money's not enough, and you discovered that at an early age. I could say that for my experience, I feel like, because a lot of people are like, damn, bro, you're young as fuck, you know, for where you're at, 27, like that's another elephant in the room, bro. People, I don't really bring it up as much because, it's not that I'm uncomfortable talking about my age, but I really feel like I truly haven't accomplished what I know I can accomplish even now. Like, I feel like I experienced what he experienced in a different way, in a sense where when again, you know, and it goes back to Aiden, you know, when I had my first kid, when I found out Tina was pregnant or whatever, honestly, bro, I was like, you know, I got put to work. Right. And what were the jobs that I had, bro? I had the shittiest fucking jobs. I worked in the field. I was 15. I was 15, bro. I was putting in work pretty young, but I was 15 when she got pregnant, and right away my mom's like, pues a trabajar, you know, you got to go to work.
Dropped out of high school and got straight to work. And one of the first job I ever had was at Bullhouse Farms. Yeah. It's very similar to Grimway. I remember that. And the first, there was it was probably like one of the hardest jobs I ever had in my life, you know, because they were doing like, there's this like department called Cello. They were doing like 60-pound fucking bags. You're just stacking bags all day. And I was like 300 pounds already by that time. I was already huge. So a 300-pound guy fucking stacking bags. I was crying one time. I didn't want to go to work. I was like, I was 15, you know? No, but like, she ¿Querías niño? I'm like, fuck, all right, well. Anyway, so I had a bunch of those shitty jobs. And every job, bro, for whatever reason, I had probably like the worst supervisors, the worst managers. Only when I was washing cars, they were cool. But I feel like I got my ass kicked so early on, like from 15 up until, you know, I started working at the dealership. Hard, bro. Like people would fucking like step on me, bro. Like even in the fields, like, you know, they treat people like shit. But you know, be honest, all those experiences make you who you are now.
Yeah, that's what makes me. That's where I was getting to. So I feel like all that shit that I went through made me realize, okay, you know what? I don't want to live like this, you know. And I tell you guys all the time, when I was in the fields, a lot of people are like, dude, like do better, bro. Like what the fuck are you doing here? Like I'm here because I have no choice, you know, and you're here, why, you know? And I'm like, shit, you know, I don't know. I'm just trying to make some money. I don't know if you remember, bro. I was always burnt. Yeah, I was working in the field like most of the time, but yeah, that's what it was for me, bro. And I feel like
you had to go through that for sure.
I did.
You had to.
I had to man up at such an early age, bro. For me personally,
no doubt. And I feel like whenever I was going through my situation, it wasn't that I was in a bad spot. I felt like I at some point in time in my life, I felt that I had it all. Whenever I was working at IKEA.
Another good job. Yeah, it was a great job, bro. IKEA
had it all. I had great benefits. They had a 401k. I mean, they matched that thing up at 6%. I mean, I was doing it at my time. I had a great savings account. I was driving a nice car.
You know what though? For some reason, bro, I swear I was never able to land one of those jobs. I never, you know how you guys got benefits? I've never had a job that had, bro, I fucking did under the table. Like when I first applied, I had to go get a mica from Mercado Latino so I could go and work when I was 15, you know? Right. So I've always had like trabajos trick with like Mexicans, right? And I feel like if I would have landed in one of those jobs, bro, I probably would have got comfortable. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I feel like one of those jobs truly like they capture your ass, bro.
You almost did. I feel like at the dealership when you were working.
Almost.
Car wash.
Yeah,
when they were moving them into.
They moved me up into assistant detail manager.
And they make good money. You know, you're washing cars. You're making a couple bucks over minimum. You're getting 401k, and you get trapped.
Benefits, all that shit. You know, but. Yeah, honestly, bro, I'm glad I never did though.
It's the system, man. They know how to get you. But you know, again, it's one of those things where if you're happy doing it, then you know we respect it. We appreciate everybody putting in the work and you know serving it. So
hey, but real quick, something I do want to bring up, and I feel like this is an obvious one, and we were talking about it. I feel like people that look into the business or that want to get into the business right now, and just so you guys know, there's a lot of companies out there, and I'm not going to drop names, but there's a lot of companies out there that focus on recruitment in a sense where they even like recruit new people. Like, yeah, we have partnerships with real estate schools, you know, but for the most part, I still make my message pretty clear. Like, if you're looking into this business, just make sure you know what you're doing. Like, honestly, do your research.
Right.
And we do these videos for you guys because, you know, hopefully this helps you guys kind of like realize the actual truth. You know, there's a truth like behind real estate. And obviously some of you guys may know this, some of you guys may not. So you guys see all the fancy stuff on IG.
Right. I was about to say that. Everybody
bro,
gets to see all the good
shit, bro, the good side. But they don't talk about the months where you don't open escrows, where you have no leads coming in and you come in and you don't know what the hell to do today. Right. You know, like,
and that's for startup guys. I want you guys to know that when you're starting up in the business, you don't know what the fuck to do.
You don't.
You're stuck. And it's one of those things where when you get in, you don't even know to get a coach. Unfortunately, people do not know.
And the problem with business like this, guys, is like when you start seeking help, sometimes people take advantage. Oh yeah, you need a coach. All right, bro, that's $5,000 in a month.
No doubt.
I'm gonna show you what you could have learned easily with. You know what I mean?
So do your homework before you guys go and invest into anybody. I recommend it. I personally invested into coaching. My first coach, I met him about 3 years ago, and I went to a mentorship program. It was a one-day program, and we paid $3,500. So he helped me. He sponsored half the cost, and I went out there and personally met him, and I felt like I learned a lot. But if I would have actually studied him a little bit more, and if I would have understood what I was going behind on the coaching, then I probably would have chosen a different coach. And the reason why was not that he was a bad coach. It was that he was focused on something completely different from what I was focused on.
Yeah.
It was real estate, but it wasn't a real estate traditional.
Yeah,
it wasn't multi-unit. It wasn't in a commercial.
Bro,
he was doing his own thing. And respect to his business because he makes a shit ton of money.
I mean, look, there's so many ways you can make money in real estate. So when you guys come in, and this is something that I want to touch up on too. When I came in, bro, I think this is a majority of us. We came in with like, okay, I want to get into real estate for investments.
Right.
For investments. I want to invest. Okay. Well, do you have capital? No, I don't. So then how are you planning on investing? You know, and then they go with the OPM, other people's money and shit like that. But the reality, guys, is you still need experience. You still need to go through transactions. You still need to understand that you have to start somewhere, and don't try to jump from chapter 1 to chapter 15 right away because you're not there. You genuinely do have to work up to that. And then when you're ready, guys, then explore other options, right?
Right. Or again, just because you guys see all those gurus on Instagram saying, hey, make quick cash now.
Make $40,000 cash in 1 month.
Get my ebook. I'll show you exactly what I got to do, guys.
Yeah. It's different.
You gotta study your shit for sure.
Yeah. Study your shit. Make sure you want it. First of all, make sure you wanna. He's talking about investors as a real estate agent. If you want to work with residential people and regular first-time homebuyers, you're an investor yourself because you're investing in everything within yourself. You know, you're investing, waking up at a certain time, showing up to the office, making certain phone calls, following up with certain people. You're investing all that time. It's big. You just got to make that decision whether you want to make that switch and move to do it.
It's a whole other business from what you mentioned. So there's parts of real estate that are different. Divisions.
There's just so much that you guys can do when you come into real estate. There's so many, and again, we're not telling you guys not to, explore. If you're really set on like, hey, I want to go in and do commercial, then by all means, just focus on that one thing and master it. If you know for a fact, I want to come in and I want to do flips, okay, then just focus on that one thing and master it. And we have a division here in our office that focuses on just that.
Yeah. And,
so shout out to them, by the way. So, I mean, again, this is just for the agents that are looking into the business, that are coming in and they're like, okay, they're all over the place. And I'm telling you guys, because I was like that when I first started. It's like, okay, I want to invest. I want to own this. I want to have rentals. I want to, but it's like, first you need to start with, like he says, your typical residential stuff, learn the transactions, learn the basics, learn what an escrow is. I wanted to be an investor and I didn't even know what an escrow was, bro, so there's a lot of things that you got to learn. Then from there you can decide, right? What is it that you want to do with your life?
No doubt.
Right?
If you want to do this.
Yeah,
if you want to do it.
Yeah.
But, I know we talked about a little bit of family business. how's it like doing business with family? A lot of people didn't know we were related, but we are related. We're very close. We went over that, but the actual business side of it, I guess we'll talk a little bit about that, how it goes down, how he was saying we do each have our own schedule, our own thing we do every day.
Yeah.
His chapter is different from my chapter. His chapter will probably be in my future, but it's just not my time right now. We each have our own thing going on.
Yeah.
But we do help each other out in the business. I do really appreciate you guys at the end of the day, though. Okay.
For sure.
You guys have done a lot for me, but it's not like a baby thing where you guys just feed me either.
Nah, we don't, bro. We don't.
You guys are there to give me the information, and then you guys let me do the action 100%.
Yeah.
And whatever I do need help with, you guys are there for me. So I appreciate you guys.
Yep.
For us, I think it's one of the things that we always tell everybody, bro. Whether it's a client, it's a person. More than anything, what I think personally, I tell everybody this: we can walk a horse over to the water, but we can't force the horse to drink the water.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We can teach everybody everything, but at the end of the day, it's action that's going to put it all to play.
Yeah.
Because knowledge is power to an extent. You're right. Everybody's heard that term. Knowledge is power. Yes, knowledge is power. You can know everything, but if you don't put action behind that, it's all going to go to shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what's the point of knowing everything without action?
Without doing it.
Right. And then at the end of the day, too, it's like with any agent, in the office, it's like, yeah, we're going to show you like everything. And I always say the same shit, bro. Like, if you don't make it here, you're probably just not going to make it anywhere. Because, I mean, it really does come down to you as a person,
Bro,
like there's only so much that we can do. And for Gio, but at the end of the day, Gio wouldn't be where he's at today if it wasn't for that mindset he had. If you had a negative ass mindset, bro, and you were like a negative person or uncoachable, whatever, I promise you, bro, you would be probably in a different position. But you're here because of you, bro. Like, we're here with the doors open. We're helping you out in a sense where it's like we're watching you. But at the end of the day, it's you, bro. That's everything that you worked up to today, the team, all that shit. Yeah. That's all you. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. We've given this opportunity to everybody else.
Yeah, to a lot of people.
We've given opportunities to everyone else, bro, and only some people take it. Some people actually take action on it, bro. And I feel like,
and we don't even have to push this guy that much. I mean, you just got this mindset where you're just after it. You're hungry. You're going for it. You have an end goal, and I think that's what everybody needs to realize is that you need to have a purpose. Yeah. And you guys need to have your why figured out. Because
that's what it is. The why.
There's a fire burning behind this guy that's making him go every fucking day. Right?
Yeah.
And there's a fire behind everybody. You just got to find that fire
and keep it lit the whole time. Your
grow it.
Your goal, your destination, what you want to do has to be greater than anything, and it has to be greater than letting that fire go out. If that fire goes out for that certain goal, that goal wasn't it. Yeah. Maybe you have the wrong goal, or it's just not for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you gotta know your purpose. That's the biggest fucking question. Know your purpose, what you want to do. If you don't have an end plan, then you're just fucking. It's like a chicken with his head cut off, bro. You're just running around doing shit. Just as like, I'm listening to this podcast. They say to be an entrepreneur, so I'm gonna do this. They say to join real estate, so I'm gonna join real estate and see how that works for me. Like, no, that's not the way to live fucking life. That's still the rat race at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah,
that's
like to figure out the next best thing. Right. And those are usually the people, bro, that jump in from like, oh, I'm a salesman at a dealership. Mm-hmm. Then they go to do an insurance. Oh, that ain't working out for me. And they got excuses for all kinds of shit. And then they go to real estate. And then in real estate, they're the same people that move around with like 10 different companies.
Right. They go to insurance.
It's the same shit, bro, for sure.
That's a rat race. You can make a rat race lifestyle out of real estate as well. And that's still a rat race mentality. Find your purpose. Rather it's doing real estate, rather it's being a doctor, whatever you want to do, fucking do it. There should be nothing holding you back. There shouldn't be a spouse holding you back. There shouldn't be a parent holding you back from what you want to do. You should just fucking do it. But you got to find that. And I feel like you can find that at a young age, or it might take you 10, 20 years later to find out what it is.
Yep.
But don't give up. Enjoy the process while you're,
Yep. That's really what it is. Enjoying, honestly. There's a lot of times too in this business, and even to this day, bro, it's like it's a roller coaster, Yeah. And you got to figure out on the lowest of times, how can I keep myself going, bro? You know, and I always tell you guys, sometimes I feel like the mom and the dad, bro, in of the company, because I feel like there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that, you know, the agents don't know about. And I'm like fucking sometimes stressing the hell out. Like, how am I going to handle this shit? And then I got to come out and pump everybody up. You know what I mean? So those could be my lowest of times, you know? And it's like, okay, how can I sometimes, like, realistically, bro, I even have to hold myself strong because sometimes, and it's just the truth, bro, like he'll doubt sometimes, like in a sense, like, bro, how the hell are we gonna do it this time?
Yeah.
How are we gonna do this shit, bro? Like, bro, I don't fucking see this shit working, you know? And I'm like, and I gotta stay strong because it's like, okay, if I cave in, we're both fucked.
Yeah, there's situations.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, so one of us has to stay strong. And I feel like that's always been like that thing for me, bro. It's not even, I know it's gonna sound dumb, like I don't really do it for myself. I do it for everybody in a sense where it's like, if I fail, it all goes to shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what keeps me going, bro. At the lowest fucking times, bro. I've hit, even like in business, when you start making money, there's a saying, the more money you make, the more money you spend. And that's fucking 100% true. It's like, I make 100 grand, but all right, now we're in debt this much because we're trying to increase systems. We're trying to put money into this, into that, into this investments, right?
Right.
To increase that capital. And it's like, sometimes, bro, you're fucking negative.
Yeah,
you know,
you play chess.
You're playing chess.
You make a move. Sometimes those moves are bad moves. You learn from them. You go, but you do. I know you do have that pressure.
You're just like on a larger scale, bro. That's all it really is. It's just the truth is your fucking game is different now. That's all it is. But it's the same game. So you got to figure out. And even like people, you know, you're making $800 a week, $1,000 a week. It's the same game, but it's just on a different scale. And it's one of those things where even on your lowest days, what can you do to keep pushing for that bigger purpose? And it is that it's knowing your fucking why, knowing why you're doing this every single day. And, you know, for me, that why genuinely is because I don't want to let, you know, my people down. You know, I feel like a lot of people rely on me in a sense where that's what it is, bro. Like,
so, you know, obviously you're speaking this as of now. Now, what my thing is, what was that switch for you? What made you realize, okay, I got a greater purpose and I need to serve, you know, this because this is what I believe in. This is what I want to genuinely do. This is what makes me happy. But there was a point in time that you just mentioned you were going through a phase in your life where you had kids at such a young age. You had 2 kids by the time you were 17.
Yeah.
You dropped out of high school. You were working. And then there was a point in time where you were at you know, your lows then, right? So can you give us a little bit of a reason to, you know, what was the switch and what were you going through at the time?
I can tell you this right now, like if I'm being 100% honest with you, again, different scales, right? I had my lows back then. My lows were different. My lows was I was fat. I was this, you know, whatever. I didn't have a lot of money. My lows now are completely different. And I'm going to tell you something, bro. I had reached some lows even last year where I wasn't putting myself out on social media as much. You guys know I was already getting a little bit bigger. I was like at 250 again. You know, I was increasing my weight. And even though I put all that shit out on social media where it's like, you know, you look happy, the reality is, bro, I was fucking, you know, like sometimes you can fall back into depression, bro. Like it's a real thing, you know, it's a true thing, bro. At the country clubhouse when I was out there was a lot of days, bro, where I spent time by myself. And honestly, bro, I felt like I was kind of going back into that shit, you know, and I was posting certain things. And I feel like a lot of people picked up on that. Even Victor reached out to me. He's like, hey, bro, I just want to make sure you're okay. This was not too long ago. So what really changed it up for me, bro, if I'm being honest, and I know you guys noticed that shit this year, and I'm going to just be honest, bro, it was the whole thing with Weta.
Yeah.
That really changed it up for me, bro, in a sense where it's like, okay, we got to be there for our family, bro. Somebody in our fucking family's got to do it. And if it's not going to be us, I promise you someone else in the future generation is going to come up and they're going to switch it up for the family, you know? And then
I want to, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but I want people to know like exactly what you mean by be there for the family. Like that topic. So there's different perspectives. You have a certain perspective. I have one and he has one.
For sure.
Being there for the family, you mind sharing that?
So for me, honestly, bro, it's like, okay, you know, it breaks my heart, bro. And I know this is what we have, you know, life insurance for, right? That's why I never bash life insurance agents, bro, because I know that the importance of it is legitimate. You know, it's like, why would you get insurance on your car and you wouldn't get insurance on your life? But unfortunately, bro, in our community, our Hispanic community, they're very naive to that. And sometimes it's like, or not a naive, I think an educated in that topic. And it's more like, nah, I don't need that shit. Right. That's an extra bill. That's an extra bill. That's an extra bill. And unfortunately, something happens where, you know, a family member passes away. It breaks my heart, bro, when I see car washes. You know?
You're right.
That shit sucks, bro.
You and I were in that situation. I think all of us. We were all raised in that
And we're
way.
not promoting life insurances or any specific brands. I'm just being 100% real, transparent on what we've, our perspective on life insurances, right?
Because people depend on you at the end of the day.
So
exactly.
It comes down to that thing where it's like, okay, my grandma, my grandpa, bro, they're older, and unfortunately, not everybody is in the best position financially. So it's like, okay, what if we weren't here and that shit would have happened? Then what? Our family would have been out there doing car washes.
That shit puts more pressure, bro.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure.
The
GoFundMes and all that stuff. Like sometimes you got to do it because you got to do it by all means, But for me, it's like, okay, if God put me in this position and I'm a CEO and I'm a leader and I'm this and I'm that, then why the fuck shouldn't I be that person to help them out with that stuff? You know what I mean? Like in a sense where I don't want my family doing that. I wish we would have had life insurance. Don't get me wrong. I wish they would have been set up that way. But at the end of the day, I want to be there for my family. Like, I got you. Don't trip.
That's the last thing you want to worry about. Is that.
Yeah. And it made me feel really good, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. Going to my grandma's and be like, you know what? Then I got you. Don't worry about it. And it's one of those things where I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even like to talk about it on the podcast because it's not like I'm talking about it or boast about it or, brag about it. It's one of those things where it genuinely did change my mind and my perspective from January 1st until now, bro. Actually from December, to now, to where it's like, okay, I'm not going to fuck around anymore, bro. Like anything can happen to any one of us at any time, bro. Like I won't be here tomorrow. You won't be, like we all have,
prepared.
We're all taking time bombs, bro, in a sense. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. So it's like, I want to be ready. I want to be prepared, right? That's
you're right.
What changed it up for me. I know it's a long ass answer, but that's really what made that switch, bro. If you guys see me different from now, January or December till now, bro, that shit hit me hard. And fool, like, I'm not going to lie, bro. We were close as fuck. So I like randomly, like just kind of hits and it hurts. The pain is always going to be there. It's never going to go away. It's just, that's what it is, bro. But I feel like I use that energy instead of something negative. A lot of people would use, death in the sense where it's like, okay, my whole life is fucked. But the reality is you can use that for something positive.
Fire. Yeah. That's all it did.
It created the biggest fire I've ever had in my entire life, bro, for my entire career. Because that was a big eye opener for me in a sense where like I got to be there for my family, Bro.
It's shitty to say. I don't even know if I want to get there, but that was a fire ass answer. You want to?
Yeah, so I'll pick up. What was the question again?
Like what that switch was for me.
No, it's being there for your family.
Yeah, the family. His perspective on
being there for the family. What's your guys' perspective on being there for the family? I want to know, like, what is? I mean, it could be the same or it could be different. What's your guys' perspective?
So genuinely, for me, I think, there's. Like you guys mentioned, there's different ways that you can be there for your family. There's the people that are, working the 9 to 5 so they can go and give their parents $400 every month. Mm-hmm. And they think that that's taking care of their family. Guys, at the end of the day, I personally believe, like you mentioned, you got to be the bigger person. And there's a long-term goal and you got to stay committed to that. But at the end of the day, I think that if you do chase your long-term goal and it's a good purpose, eventually it will pay off, and you want to be there for your family when that time comes. You want to be the person to say, hey, you know what, Mom, here, I bought you a house.
Yeah.
You know what? I got you. I can do this.
Yeah, no doubt.
I literally want to get to the point in my life where I can say, hey, Mom, you don't got to worry about shit. Yep. Here's your car. Here's your house. Because they did everything that they could in their life as
at their
time with all the things that they had going against them. Mm-hmm. And I feel like all we can do is just pay it back to them.
Pay it back, yeah.
And not just to my mom, but to everybody in our family.
Honestly, bro,
we impact everybody in our family,
no matter what.
It doesn't matter what it is, mm-hmm. And I feel like we have that purpose, and we just gotta go for it, and serve everybody with what we can.
All right.
So I think that's my answer.
What's your perspective, Gio, on like being there for the family in your sense?
I thought I had it figured out before with that situation. Mm-hmm. I had a certain perspective was, which I really can't even remember because things were kind of a blur after that,
Yeah.
Things changed up a lot.
For sure.
For the most part, I'm still trying to like figure that out, honestly. I think it's one of my purposes is I'm doing this for them, you know, like you guys are saying, the same idea is just like they don't have to worry about this, they don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it comes to is being there when they need us as well, you know, a certain text message, a certain call, a certain
right.
Hey, what's up, how you doing? So it's they don't really see what we're doing on our back end. All they see is like, wow, like these fools are just getting rich as fuck, they're doing their business, they're blowing up,
They're leaving
and
us
they're
behind.
leaving us behind. It's just like a lot of them don't know we're actually doing it for you guys. Like, you know, yeah, I can't give you $5,000 right now, but when you ask me for $5,000 5 years from now, it's gonna be chump change. You know, I want to give,
bro.
I want to give you 30,000. You know, you asked me for 5, I want to give you 30, 50,000. Here you go. But I can't do that because I'm trying to build this, and we don't have it figured out yet. You know, like, but we're not leaving anybody behind. We're still figuring it out.
No,
trying to get there. We're
it's
not
one of those things, guys, where as family members, and dude, shout out to our family, because sea lo que sea, like they're honestly the biggest supporters.
Yes.
And they've always been, bro. Like, I mean, look at you. You bought a house with me when you didn't even know if I was fucking gonna help you out like the right way or not. I was brand new in the business. He was my third client, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your mom, you know, shout out to your mom, bro. She's supported me in so many ways. Victor has supported me in so many ways. Like, I can name all these people in our family, bro. Weta has supported me in certain ways, you know? So like that support, even right now, probably they're going to watch this video, you know, but one of the biggest ways that you guys can support, if I'm being 100% honest, is just understand this is for any family member out there, or anybody that's going through what we're going through, in a sense where you just started a business, and, you know, it's like, okay, something the family needs to understand, it takes time to build. You know, if you're getting in this game, guys, and, you know, whatever business you're doing, you're planning on being there for more than 1 or 2 years, because there's businesses that start up and then they go down fast because they're doing shit fast. They're not doing shit the right way. They're trying to be that person too fast. Like, okay, here, you need the money here. But instead of building, they're screwing themselves up. We're in this game to be here for the long term. You know, so yeah, we may not have it right now in a sense where, okay, here's $5,000. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to pay me back. But 5 years from now, I will, because I'm in this for the long run. Right. And that right there should say a lot about a person's mentality, because that says whether they're even planning on sticking around for that long. You know what I mean?
Exactly. If you got our back, we're gonna take care of you at the end of the day.
Just help me build up. Just help me build up. That's all it really is. You know what I mean?
You know, be there for us. For the most part, our family is there for us. I really appreciate them. All of them show support. You know, we went through this bullshit this last month, but I feel like it's made us a little stronger.
It has. It got us a lot closer, to be honest. It sucks. I said it once, and, you know, it's the truth. Like, it sucks that it has to be a death that brings the family closer together. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm still happy that we are. You know, I'm happy that we're close, you know, and I'm happy that now we got a family group chat going on. It's cool. Like you said, a simple text. You know, it goes a long way, you know, because we definitely don't know what we're going through. And, you know, that kind of brings me into that next topic. You know, depression, bro. Depression is fucking real. It's 100% real. And I feel like a lot of us cousins, bro, if I'm being 100% honest, we all go through our own depression, and we feel like sometimes it's not relatable because no one else is going through what we're going through. I genuinely feel that. I feel like Weta, that was, you know, something that she was going through, and like, okay, it's not relatable. You had your depression. I know you felt like sometimes it wasn't relatable. You know, I don't know if you had your thing. I had my thing. And when I was going through the depression that I was going through, I felt like no one can relate to me. So it was different, you know?
And I feel like that doesn't just go for anybody in our family. I think that goes for
everybody, right? Everybody, for sure, in general.
Where they think, you know, nobody can relate to my situation because I'm fighting my own demons, and nobody knows what
No one knows what I'm going through. Yeah,
guys, shit's real, and people do go through the same shit that you're going through. People think about certain thoughts, and it's just, you know, one of those things. There's a greater purpose,
right?
And you guys gotta genuinely realize that you have a greater purpose in life, and you're here to serve that. You know,
100%. I mean, if you guys want to get into the topic, it's up to you guys. But, you know, kind of going back to, you know, Rigo has always been there. He's always lived with me, you know, and you know, obviously to the point where he went with your mom and then he came back. How old were you when you came back?
I was like 17.
Oh, he was 17. So when he came back, we moved in together. It was just me and him, and my mom had just moved out. It was my kids, and then it was just you and Val, right?
Yeah.
So during that time, that was the time where I started going through depression. That's when I was honestly, I always say that I weighed 305. I weighed more, bro. I was a lot heavier. I was always embarrassed to say it because it wasn't fucking something to be proud of. You know, I was 315. I think that was the actual highest. And I always say 305 or 306, whatever I say. But you know, I was the heaviest I had ever been. I was very unhappy in every possible way. I was basically a homeless person, right? In my house, I had no phone, no car, no money. I used to ask him for money all the time just so I could get by.
Food stamps.
Yeah,
You
food
drive me to
stamps.
high school.
Yeah, bro. Fuck, it's crazy. He used to let me borrow his car too. You know, so it was like my lowest point to where I felt like a piece of shit, to be honest. And my depression was like, I didn't want to do anything, bro. I was a slob. I was genuinely like the definition of a slob. Like I would wake up and do nothing. I wouldn't brush my teeth. I wouldn't shower. I wouldn't do anything. And it went like that for weeks, for months, I didn't cut my hair. I didn't even bother looking in the mirror, bro, because I didn't want to see myself, to be honest. Like I knew I was getting bigger, but I didn't care. Mm-hmm. My average day, bro, was watching movies, Carl's Jr., same fucking meal that I would get, two famous stars, curly fries, fucking, you know, like I had my actual meal, bro, and I ate all of that for one person. Like,
bro. And I feel like one of the biggest things, maybe you do know or you don't, but I feel like at that time you were the fire and the reason why I tried to hustle so fucking hard.
Yeah, for IKEA.
No, just in general, bro. Yeah. I wanted to fucking hustle. I was going to high school and I was working a full-time job. Yeah. At Greenway, 10 to 12 hours.
He was, bro. You were fucking
coming home at 4 in the morning, going to school at 7 in the morning. And I was hustling because I was like, dude, I gotta fucking do it. I gotta do it. Yep. And I knew that there was a thing where I would see you, and you know, I was always been there for you, but you're going through this really hard time in your life where I personally didn't even where you were at, and I was like, I don't want to go there. Yeah. You know, I used you as a reason to why I tried to hustle so fucking hard. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, God does everything for a reason, and you know you're the example that I tried to not be like at the time, and, and it's something amazing to see, like you going out of that and going into who you are, and then me going after, you know, trying to be like you now, and it's one of those things where I'm like genuinely happy to say, you know, you're my mentor, you're my coach. I tell everybody, oh, my big brother this. I go and I meet somebody, oh, my big brother this, and they're like, oh, what do you say about your brother? Like, why do you talk about him? Are you guys competitive? I'm like, no, bro, I'm not competitive with my brother. I genuinely like love my brother and I want to be like him. He's like a role model because of where he was and where he's doing now, and it teaches me an example of what I gotta be like. Yeah, and you got to see it first up front, bro. And it's like one of those things where, you know, I'm not gonna lie, even sometimes I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. You know, like I came from that. And for those that don't know, it was during that time too. And I say it all the time because like mentally, dude, like it might not sound like much, bro, but when you get your fucking life disconnected for an entire month, it really fucks with you, bro. Yeah. It really fucking, dude, like I can't even see what I'm doing, you know? And then not to mention that, but it's like, okay, now you get your water disconnected. I remember you go to Dollar Tree, buy the little lights, stick them on the roof.
Yeah, I would stick them on the roof, lights. Get fucking candles, and then your water disconnected. And at the same time, bro, having to hide your kids from your fucking landlord because they're knocking, asking you for rent. That was legit a bump. So for me, bro.
How old were you?
I was 18. No, I'm sorry. 20 or 20? No, actually, no. I was 18, bro. I was barely getting into the business.
Years old, fucking.
I was in real estate, bro. I had already got my license. That's how bad that fucking first company was for me, bro. That I went through that bullshit, bro, because I had to really, really analyze what the fuck I'm doing wrong, you know, because it sucked, and it was one of those things where the family, that was like the first, I guess, business, you know, like in a sense where it wasn't a 9-to-5 job, bro. It wasn't a steady income. It was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. You know, like, bro, you're not making any money, you know, like, go get a job, go, you know, it's like, fuck, like.
And I asked you this a couple of times, and I would tell you the same. I would tell you that, bro, go get a job. I told you to go to the military, you know. I remember that. I did. I feel bad now, but it's like,
you gotta give them some
credit, huh?
Nah, not a credit. What is it called? You gotta give them some insight to what happened. So it was like during that time. That's when we were at Griselda's house. So I was a little after, but yeah, bro, I was still fucking up. It was like a year out. And I remember that day, bro, you went to go check on my car or something, huh?
Yeah.
And then he's like, bro, like, why don't you go to the military? They got good benefits over there, bro. And I was like, fucking deal with this shit right now, bro. But I get it, bro. No, look, I get it though, because you didn't have the mindset that you do now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're a different person, bro. So back then it was like, all right, but I had a mindset where it's like, okay, I want to build something, right? At that time, you were at a stage where you were at the dealership, you know, you were making your money, so you just wanted to genuinely see good, but you know, through your perspective. That's really what I picked up from it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was definitely not one of those things that, like, you know, I hold like a grudge. You know, it's just it's a motivating factor for me, bro. That's all it was, you know. But honestly, that's just the way it is. That's really the way it is. You know,
That's crazy, huh?
yeah.
I feel so.
See, and then I feel like everybody goes through their own fucking like type of depression, bro.
Yeah.
You went through depression, bro, and I feel like you went through, like, and I've got to see you, you know, at a pretty low time yourself, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but your depression, I know you can say, was a little bit different than mine's. You know, what is it that?
Yeah, everybody's situation, guys, it's gonna be different, you know. Always, because we each have our own souls, we each have our own minds, we have our own
Demons,
everything, right? There's no way you're gonna compare, or you should compare. There can be comparisons in certain topics, I guess. You know, with Wet Ass thing, it was shitty because it was, you know, not that saying like I knew what she was dealing with at all, because no one knows, but
you had an idea,
you know. Not bad.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, I mean, it's the truth, you know? It's the truth, you know? And I feel like, honestly, I've gotten to a point in my life where it's like, you always question your shit, bro. You question your life. That's the first thing that you question. Like, am I disturbing other people for being alive? Am I, you know, not worth being around, you know? Like, am I just fucking somebody? Like, that's truly, genuinely how you feel, you know? And sometimes you just feel like it's better to remove yourself, but the reality, guys, it's not.
A depression factor in my life as an adult, you know, because there was everything that I'm doing now, it's up to me to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, typically when you're going through depression, there's a reason why, and it's because you're lacking on something. You're lacking on taking effort on some particular place in your life. And the moment that you start to take action is the moment that your life will change around. And maybe it's the people that I was surrounding myself with. I felt like every day I just wanted to be better and better. And I've never changed my mindset then. And I personally feel like that's what's keeping me going. And at this point, I feel like my purpose is to be the light to other people and be, you know, the person that you can be like. I'm genuinely happy with where I'm at, and not like that I'm comfortable with where I'm at.
No, yeah.
I'm not comfortable. It's more the fact that I'm happy of the direction that I'm headed. Do I wish I could be there faster? 100%. I want to be my age, driving a fucking Lamborghini. I want to be rich.
Yeah.
I want to do it all now. Right, we all do, but at the end of the day,
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
But there's a lot of people that just they want to skip it, bro. What do you got to do to get to that Lambo? You got to fucking be broke, and you got to work your ass off until
sacrifice.
You got to invest. Yeah, you got to. Sometimes you have to choose between fucking buying something that's gonna help you make money versus something that's just gonna make you look rich. You know,
right.
And you know, 6-pack. You want to get a 6-pack, but you don't want to wake up every day and work out. You just want to work out whenever you feel like it. It don't work like that, you know. And that's why I feel like I do what I do, bro. Because I mean, I've been working out for a little while, right? And brings me to the next topic, the whole one fit broker thing, right? I've been working out for a little while, but I feel like, honestly, bro, you used to wake up just to work out, bro, just to do it. Just because you knew it was the right thing to do. You didn't know why you were doing it. You were just waking up with me because you felt like, okay, he's doing it. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But what happened 3 months ago? What happened? You were like, I'm tired of the way that I'm going every day, but I'm still not satisfied. You know, I want to take this serious.
Yeah.
You know, and fucking 3 months from where you were 3 months ago till now, bro, you're a completely different person. You know what I mean?
He's all fucking swole.
Bro. Call him my little big brother now, bro. You know, because he's decided to take action and take it serious. But it was all through, like, you know, in a sense where subliminally, you just
what
I'm
made
already here.
what triggered that? What made the choice to take it serious like that?
I think it was the fact that I was tired of where I was.
Yeah.
And I knew that I needed better. I knew that I wanted to do better. I just felt that at the time in my life, I hit a plateau, and not necessarily maybe in business. I think it was just a rough time around that particular time.
Yeah.
And I feel like shortly after, there's a fire that just burned, and
it took over.
Yeah.
I feel you.
There's like no better way to put it. I think it's just
and it goes back to environment too, though. I feel like
I had everything at my disposal.
You
had everything there. I needed to take fucking action,
bro. I told this, like, I got his fucking membership, bro. I'm paying for his gym membership, and I do it in a sense where it's like, you know what? It's more of like, I want you guys to do it with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever, and that's the whole competition thing for me, bro. I don't ever compete with especially my family, bro, because I feel like we can all do it together.
Exactly.
Why the fuck would I be the only one with a six pack?
My whole family.
My whole family got it like that. I forgot a Lambo, you got a Rari, you got a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we all do it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We all win here.
Exactly. So I feel like.
And I feel like that's what would make me genuinely happy, is seeing everybody that's with us, that was there when we were down. And it's actually one of the things I was thinking about the other day. I was driving home, and it's one of the best feelings to know that the people that were down with you
are coming up
with you
all day, bro. All day, all day, 100%. But kind of brings me into that. I just want to talk about that too. So the whole One Fit Broker thing, right? The other day, I'm just going to talk about this shit too. I had some fucking idiot reach out through Instagram.
It was an influencer.
It was an influencer. All right. He thinks I didn't see the message, but I saw the message. He had sent me a DM, and it was like when I had posted a reel, just kind of like putting my progress from, again,
we're at
from 315 pounds to when we were at the gym just a few days ago. And he goes and messages me, bro, you're not even that fit. Why are you posting that up and this and that? And I was about to, click on the message to open it up, and I go and I search him, and instant blocks me, right? And luckily I didn't get to respond. I'm going to respond to that guy, but it got me thinking, like a lot of people really think that I put my name as One Fit Broker just because I feel like, oh, I'm fit, And the reality is, I was fit, going from 315 pounds to the lowest I was, I think it was 215. I talk about it all the time. I was pretty cut. I got a good amount of muscle on me. And I remember at that time when I was finally losing the weight, I was going for my broker's license. And I made a promise to myself, and I said, if I can pass my broker's exam, I'm going to change my IG name to something catchy, right? What's your IG name?
Gio the Realtor.
Gio the Realtor. Why did you choose Gio the Realtor real quick?
So I know a lot of people at the dealership, and there's one of my friends, and he knows multiple Gios, and he would say, hey, I'm with Gio, and they'll ask, which one? Like, the Realtor. And so that kind of caught on, and then I started using it. It's catchy. So
catchy, right? Gio the Realtor. And then obviously Rigo 400. It's not 400, by the way. It's Rigo 400.
Yep, Rigo 400.
Right. So why did you choose Rigo 400?
To be honest with you, I feel like more than anything, it was around the time that I started to realize about branding yourself. Right. And I felt that I wanted to brand myself in a way that showed a little character of me. And Rigo 400 is a character of me. It portrays who I am. And 400 is from YG. Shout out to YG. I like YG. I listen to his music. And he was actually one of my favorite artists at the time. I went to go watch him at a concert.
In Rosarito, baby.
And Rigo's also a blood. So I'm kidding.
He got all the Crips out here.
But to be honest with you, I think that's the real reason why I decided to go that route, because it was the way that I decided to brand myself.
Right. So for me, it was very similar to exactly what both of you guys just said. But for me, it was like, okay, if I get my broker's license, I'm going to be a broker. I got to come up with something where I can brand myself with, right? I can brand myself. And at the same time, I got to come up with something that portrays who I am or who I want to be in my life, right? Obviously, I want to be number one. That's just, something that I wanted it to be catchy. One. And then at that time, again, going from 315 pounds, I don't think I'm fucking fit like that. I honestly genuinely feel like I got a long ass way to go, and I'm humble enough to know that. However, I am wise enough to know that I've gotten fucking far from where I started, from 315 to being a 200, and today, as of today, 225. Bro, that's almost 100 pounds. You know, so for me at that time, I'm like, I want to be fit. That's what that's the lifestyle I want.
It's like our MAV said the other day. It's you're speaking it into.
I wanted to speak it into existence. I may not have been the most built person at that time, but I still chose it. So I passed my test and I named myself One Fit Broker.
Right.
People see me in the street and they call, "Hey, what up, One Fit Broker?" You know. So it's more of a thing where it's like, okay, that's who you want to be. And then what happened during that time? I just mentioned, you know, going through that little phase again where I felt like I was going back into depression. I got fat again.
Yeah.
Right.
You're going through what? A downward spiral?
I was going through a downward spiral, right? And again, money's not everything, guys. I had money at the time. It was just I was battling with some other shit. But the reality, guys, is I got fat, and I didn't want to change my name. I didn't want to change it, you know, because I felt like my name was going to hold me accountable to remind me of the person who I wanted to be. And I felt, honestly, bro, like if I changed that name, I would have been letting myself know.
So what were you going to change it to?
I was gonna change it to, you know, something broker. I don't know.
One fat broker.
Once upon a time fit broker.
Right.
kind of fat broker. I got a shit ton of them, bro. You know, so I feel like genuinely I would have been letting myself down, bro.
It would have just, all you had to do is just add the other line on the other end. One from one fit to one fat
bro, for real. You know, and that's the reason why I didn't do it. That's not my image. And that's why I decided I'm going to go to work and just do what I got to do, bro. I'm going to work out every fucking day. I've already done it once. I could do it again. And guess what, bro? I'm doing it right now, and I can guarantee. No, I'm not that fit right now, but watch me in 3 months. Remember this podcast, bro. Watch me in 3 months, because I guarantee you I'm going to be a totally different fucking beast. You know, so
I think every single thing that I want people to realize is every day we're posting the same fucking shit, you know.
Every day,
morning, we're hitting the gym. You know, shortly after that, we're doing our role play. Shortly after that, we're in a meeting. We're reading a book.
People do the same shit.
The same shit. But I want you guys all to know that this is called an upward spiral that I'm going through. You know, that we're all going through. And the fact that we're taking action the way we are right now, it's all an upward spiral, and eventually it will all lead to better things. Because me going to the gym every day and posting that I'm going to the gym every day, eventually, in 8 months from now, I'm getting to see myself posting myself with a six-pack. And, you know, I want to be that person. I want to be that role model. I want to be the person where they're like, hey, you know what? That's Regal. I want to be like that guy, because at the end of the day, I'm here to teach people on how to do it and what I did, because that's genuinely like,
see, and that's why I got thrown off with that message, bro. Because this guy that messaged me, he looked cut, you know, he looked shredded, and I'm like, at first I got offended, but then I'm like, bro, it's like a billionaire telling a millionaire, hey, you ain't even that rich. Like, bro, you shouldn't be hating on a player. You gotta be like, all right, bro, hey, good job, you know, keep it up. This is what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because there's different stories. Maybe he went from being skinny to being shredded, right?
Yeah.
But you can't go and compare being skinny to being shredded to being a fat guy to being a buff ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? And there's different body types. I mean, you talked about body types.
Yeah, endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph. Yeah, bro, we did. That's a legit thing, bro.
Yeah.
So you can't compare body types. You know, he used to call himself Big Bone. It's true.
That's a real thing, by the way, guys. You could be Big Bone.
Big Bone.
Fuck, that dude didn't even fucking know you. That's
right.
Sorry,
he followed me. He followed me, bro. Yeah. I didn't even follow him back. Okay. You know, and that's even more sad. So I think he realized that. He's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking. But you gotta be a real hater, bro, to go and take the time out of your day
to go message.
But we love haters over here, right?
We love haters, bro.
Haters make us who we are.
Haters make us who we are, baby.
Appreciate
they hate us because they ain't us.
And then, does the Asian guy say it? They hate us because they ain't us. I love it. Good. That's a good movie. Fuck that guy.
So I know he's gonna be watching this shit too. So shout out to you, bro.
All right,
being a low hater. We like haters.
What time is it right now?
It's already 11:01. This has probably been one of the longest podcasts.
I think we should cut it.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like Gio's been a little quiet, bro. I feel like you got to spit some shit.
Damn, what do you want me to spit? I tried.
Spit some bars.
It only caught him just like
I know. I was really quiet.
shit.
Hey, but you guys get me intrigued when you guys are speaking. You know? I'm just like,
You just want to
you guys
listen.
need to do them like for sure alone and just have conversations.
What do you mean?
Like
The way you guys just did it, because I don't know, it's just good.
bro.
We're supposed to do it, all of us, bro.
I know.
Nah, you were, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'll bet. You're the start of most of those conversations. Yeah.
Topics.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's podcast. I know we were all over the place talking about a lot of different topics, but I feel like most of those were, obvious points and, things that we wanted to get across for sure.
Right. So we really appreciate every single one of you guys watching, because I think we all got to speak our parts, right? And it's just one of those things where thank you guys for watching. It like Anthony said, we had a bunch of different topics.
Hey, honestly though, like if I'm being real, this shit's
Fire.
therapeutic, bro.
Yeah.
This is like a therapeutic
Therapy
session for me,
session.
bro. I feel like I'm gonna feel like a better
whole
person.
new man. Hell yeah. No, for sure. It was therapeutic. It was great. I want to keep doing more, bro. Keep talking. There's still a lot that people don't know about us. Don't know what we do. We kind of want to show you guys, what it is. But yeah, I look forward to it.
We're genuine, bro. We're genuine, just like everybody else. And
We're human. We go through our bullshit. We go through our thing every single day. And yeah, I look forward to keep these sessions going so you guys can stay in tune on what we're about.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it.
appreciate y'all.
Peace.